We speak student.
Cooperation, a la Shmoop. Just sit right back and you'll hear a tale of a fateful trip. Alright, specifically this trip. A maroon ship carrying a few dozen passengers washes ashore on a deserted island. Two of the passengers, John and Jack, decide that they each know the best way to get off the island. The men gather a few followers and set up camp on opposite sides of the island, determined to prove that their way is the only way. Well, that's bananas. Sorry. The idea is bananas, because guess what? Jack happens to have a man who can draw up plans for a ship in his group, and John has a carpenter who can build it. But these two won't work together, so our shipwrecked passengers live out the rest of their lives on the island with the occasional visit from these guys. So the odds of you ending up in a shipwreck are pretty slim, in real life anyway, right? But the odds of you ending up in a group project or work situation where cooperation is key, well, those odds are pretty high. And maybe your ideas actually are the best, but unfortunately that doesn't mean you can steamroll everyone else around you. Making everyone in your group feel like they're contributing something valuable leads to group harmony, peace, and other groovy, touchy-feely stuff. So let's check back in with our castaways. What could they have done differently to avoid a lifetime spent on the island? Well, when John says it'd be best to stay where they are and wait for rescue rather than argue, Jack decides to cooperate. After all, they both have the same end goal: get off the island. Why not work together to make it happen? Jack tells him they'll sit tight for a year, but if no one comes to rescue them, then they'll start building a boat to leave the island. John recognizes that Jack is trying to work with him, so rather than rock the boat, oh, if only they had one, he agrees to the plan. They combine their groups, and other than destroying the Inter-Island Softball League, well, things are pretty great. Jack and John's groups split into teams for a year to work towards their short-term goal. After a year with no hint of rescue, John agrees to take a chance on the boat. The groups work together to build the boat and set sail. Because everyone on the boat is cooperating, the trip goes smoothly, and after a few days our survivors are rescued by a passing ship. When Jack and John refused to cooperate, they died on the island. When they cooperated, they were able to get back to the real world. Well, when you refuse to cooperate on a group project, chances are you won't die, but your grade might tank and you might get a bad reputation among your classmates. If you're working toward the same goal, you might as well cooperate to make the process go smoothly. And if you do end up shipwrecked on an island, watch out for these guys. We think they're cheaters.
Harlem Globetrotters